All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are every NBA team's most overrated player.
What's going on, guys? It's yours truly, Barry M. And I'm here to name every NBA team's most overrated player right now. And I was inspired to do this because we are in the heart of the NBA playoffs right now. There are different criteria for overrated, in my opinion. Again, I need to state this. Overrated does not necessarily mean bad. It can mean a player that is
preface my statement,
injury prone, or just really hasn't progressed as much as they probably should have at this stage of their career. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Atlanta Hawks, John Collins. This is a bit of a heel turn for me because for the longest time, I actually thought that John Collins was somewhat underrated. But in recent years, especially this past year, he has regressed, averaging just 13 points per game before bottoming out in the playoffs. So, but that hasn't stopped his bank account, as he's the second highest paid player on the Hawks, despite not being nearly their second best player. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks try to move him this offseason. Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart. Smart's offensive game consists of being able to pass the ball a little bit. And
now let me say, we got a decent amount of candidates on our team. I ain't gonna lie. A lot. Sage, we actually have some really good. Number one, Jason Tatum. He is a candidate. You know what I'm saying? All this him talk type shit. Want to compare him to Luka? Relax.
Yeah. Thank you for saying it. Continue.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh God.
Do I need to say more?
Underrated at this point.
Do I need to say more? Come on, man. And then Marcus Smart, bro. Holy shit. This dude has been shooting so many threes for us and still hasn't cracked like 35%, bro. Consistently, man. And that DPOY, I'll say it right now. Fraudulent DPOY, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, man. All right. See,
they just didn't want to give it to Rudy, bro. They didn't want to give it to Rudy.
Why does he always go too far, y'all? He gets emotional with his Celtics. That's what it is, man.
They didn't want to give it to Rudy, bro. And then Draymond got injured that season.
It.
Rob Will. Robert!
I don't think he's... Look, man, Barry's 2-2, I think. John Collins gets dunked on a lot now, so I don't know. But Jaylen Brown, not a candidate, man. He's underrated at this point. At this point, y'all act like he sucks. At this point, he's underrated to me. At this point.
Just bombing threes at a relatively inefficient rate. He's as hyped as he is because of his defense, which is very good, but still, perimeter defense in today's NBA means less than it ever has before, and honestly, him winning defensive player of the year is a bit of a joke. He also has the Hustle Player of the Year awards, which, whatever that means. He loves diving on the ground and diving around other players' legs, which is pretty dangerous and dirty. Again, he's not a bad player, but if he wasn't in Boston and on national television all the time, nobody would care who he is. This one really wasn't hard. Ben Simmons is making about $35 million.
I can't say that. Nobody likes him.
Sit on the bench most of the time and play really crappy basketball. It's kind of sad that he was once seen as one of the future stars of the NBA, and people weren't crazy for thinking so. Nobody could have foreseen Simmons declining to such a point where he's not even shooting wide open layups anymore. But it's not all bad for Benny. He's young, he's rich, and he has a bunch of IG models at his disposal whenever he wants. So first world problems, I guess. Usually it would be hard to find an overrated player on a bad team from a small market, but in this case,
y'all don't want to hear my answer.
Hayward is
I'm about to say, you might not want to hear mine either.
Extremely mid, and honestly, he hasn't been anywhere close to where he was in Utah ever since his famous injury.
I say this is first miss for real.
Boston.
Ant was the right number one.
It's pretty incredible. He still gets paid like a superstar when he's never even played like it, even at his best. And it's been
Lonzo is the better brother.
Star player. Maybe he can use some of that money to get a better haircut. Chicago Bulls, Lonzo Ball. He really has never done much in the NBA. Never come close to the hype that he has.
Not Big Zo. That's wrong, bro.
He's not necessarily a bad player when healthy, but therein lies the issue. He has not been healthy for the last several years.
Fair
and he's
enough.
Getting paid almost $20 million by the Chicago
It'd be
Bulls.
Vucevic
Since being traded to the Bulls in 2021, he's only appeared in 35 games, and it's not even certain he's ever going to step back on the court again. A very sad story.
Or Levine,
Cavaliers, Evan Mobley. Remember when I said that overrated doesn't necessarily mean bad? That sums up this.
Sage, I know that's your guy right there, man. I know that's your guy.
That's fair. Nah, I'll admit that's fair because I'm still high on Evan Mobley. I still think it's a matter of either A, him getting on the weight, him putting on the weight, or B, him just like making more shots. The defense is already there, and we know it's gonna stay forever. It's just I ain't gonna cap. When we looked at that team, I had the prediction the Cavs would go far. A lot of you had the prediction the Cavs would go far. The counter was perimeter defense, and we were like, oh, but they got paint defense on lock, and that's what matters most. Nope, it didn't matter enough to even beat, what was it, the Knicks? Didn't even matter enough to beat them, bro. Randall even had some games on them. I ain't gonna lie, Mobley. Not saying it's all your fault. It really was not all your fault, but yeah, if Evan Mobley was a little bit where I thought he would be at this point in his career and this early, yeah, he would have been better. So I give him the Cavs one. As to mention the other two, as Souls mentioned, you don't want to hear what our Hornets one is. If you don't get it, cool. You don't want to hear it. And in Chicago, I think I'm going Levine, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I seen that contract. 37 mil is crazy, man. Donovan Mitchell, no.
No. Okay,
it's just a question, man. I'm just trying to mediate the video type shit.
Look, he may not. The only argument is if you still thought that he was going to be this Super Saiyan 5 in the offs every time. That's looking like it's more normal than Super Saiyan 5. And he's had a couple of bad ones. He had a couple of good ones. So it is what it is. But I'm not going to. Not the most.
All right. Just wanted to, feel the room.
I mean, people are unanimously putting him at 2 at shooting guards, right?
All right, man.
Lord.
He's already a good player and an impactful player. He's already made an all-defensive first team and looks to be a defensive player of the year contender for years to come. But I feel like people have jumped the gun a little bit too quickly on him in future superstardom, especially because offensively, to me, I haven't seen anything that will indicate that he's going to be an offensive superstar. I have no doubt he'll get better as he's only going to be entering his 3rd year next year. A lot of people just seem to give him credit for the player that he could become as
next
opposed
KG
to the
is
player
crazy
he
now.
is right now. Dallas Mavericks, Davis Bertans. Some people might say Luka, others might say Kyrie, but to me the choice was easy here. Davis Bertans made $16 million this season despite playing just 11 minutes per game and averaging under 5 points per game. And the worst part is for Dallas, he's on the hook for over $16 million in each of the next 3 seasons.
Say Kyrie.
As a 30-year-old one-dimensional
I am surprised
there just really aren't a lot of positive things to say here. Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. This selection was a lot tougher than I thought. The Nuggets have quietly built a very, very good team with not many holes. No offense to Sarah J. However, the one player that you can say makes maybe a little bit too much money is Michael Porter Jr.
I go with PJ.
He's had injury issues with his back, and he's pretty one-dimensional in terms of his game offensively.
I can see it.
I can see it.
But other than that,
he turned out to be a really good pick for them, though. Low risk, high reward.
Of Klay Thompson. Not bad, but not worth $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons, James Wiseman. How exactly am I going to choose the most overrated player from the worst team in the NBA? Well, I guess I'll go with James Wiseman because he's one of the few players on the Pistons this season that garnered some attention after he was traded from the Golden State Warriors. The former second.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna need to see something from Cade this season, man. I don't want to jump off the ledge and say things I don't want to say. I'm not saying he's the most overrated player as well. I'm just saying. I forgot Cade was the #1 overall draft pick, bruh.
Oh my!
I'm just saying.
No.
I'm not trying to, jump off the. I just want to see something from Cade. I believe in Cade.
I'll give you a little bit of leniency when I say this. I'm tired of the Pistons being that team that is like the Browns of the NFL. For my NFL fans, you definitely can relate to it. I'm tired of people saying the Pistons every year are low-key going to be that 10th, 9th, 8th seed. Then they're like the bottom 3 team in the league. And we're like, oh, well, I mean, just wait till next year. And then they get younger. They get more raw talent. And then we do it again. Stop. Just let them niggas be them niggas. Let Cade be Cade. I'll say not too much on Cade, though, because he is on the worst roster in the league. So I'm not giving him too much shit. But, I'm just... Stop jazzing it. I ain't gonna lie. If he is being overrated, chill. Everybody chill on that whole franchise.
An overall pick looks like a complete bust, and every single time he's on the court, his teams get the crap kicked out of him. He has a pretty large fan base, though, for some reason.
Marvin Bagley up there, too, man.
Call him Darko Wiseman. Golden State Warriors, Jordan Poole.
I
was supposed to say Steph Curry just for shits and giggles, but I couldn't do it. The answer here is Jordan Poole, because the Warriors, for the most part, have built a pretty good roster. Unsurprisingly,
this Clay for me,
credit for it. The Warriors handed Poole the bag this offseason. season after he had a very, very good
people do not
run to the championship last year. But this year, he's been inconsistent, and in the playoffs, he's been pretty bad. Once you consider that his contract extension kicks in next year, I would not be surprised.
Jesus Christ, bro.
On from him once this year is over. Houston Rockets, John Wall. Some of you might be confused and say, hey, Barry, John Wall didn't play for the Houston Rockets this season. And that's exactly the point. Despite not playing for the Houston Rockets, John Wall still was paid $47 million in salary by the Rockets, despite having as many points as you and I. But to make it even funnier, last offseason, he bought out his contract.
Them guaranteed contracts are crazy.
And then he was traded back to the Rockets this past season by the Clippers when they bought him out again for another $6.5 million. So
the world's making fun of me. I'm
on their salary list. Isn't that?
Sage, I'm just saying, every time I look at these contracts, it's like, could you imagine making $41 million in 365 days, bro? Like,
bro, I am actively looking for a house. I have postponed getting a car because I want a better house, and I am now working my butt off to get said house. That hello for $40 million in the account, bro. I would love for people to think I'm a pussy bitch 6'10" light skin with $35 million in my account. I'd be Ben Simmons yesterday, nigga. I wouldn't care. I would just delete Twitter. You're gone. You no longer matter to me. Like, damn, bro. These niggas is rich.
Hey, don't forget about the taxes, bro. All right, 25 mil.
No. Look, I know we're not in those rooms. You're not in those rooms. Let's say the taxes was fucking over 50% of their cut. Still more than all of us watching. Like, oh my God.
Combined.
Bro. Like,
Combined.
Like, oh my God, bro.
Indiana Pacers, Miles Turner. Miles Turner has been in Indiana for 8 years now, and he's never
been in trade rumors for like 5 straight years, bro.
Yeah, that's my argument. Yeah.
The issue here is that Miles Turner's play has basically remained static on the court, but his yearly salaries have continued to increase as if he has improved when he hasn't. Indiana basically paid him $35 million this past season to be the same exact player that he was in 2017 when he was only making $3 million. Los Angeles Clippers, Robert Covington. This one's pretty easy. Covington played just 48 games with 0 starts and averaged 6
the
points
Clippers,
per game
you think
year,
it's Rocco?
But he was the 6th highest paid player on the team, making
my
12.
Nah. Who is it, bro? Who is it?
I'm such a great player. I just don't talk.
Get this nigga out of here, bro. Get him out of here. Whether it's for the health reasons or for I don't even got time, bro. I'm not trying to do it with y'all. I still have amnesia on the Lakers in 2023, but damn it, I do remember them niggas next door. And man, and y'all underrated. The nigga getting older now, so it ain't no age gap now. Yeah, like what, he gonna keep getting better? Yeah, it's been 4 years and we're still having these. Yo, if they stay healthy, I'm just saying the Clippers can win it.
Playoff time, he didn't see any meaningful minutes either. So congrats to Robert on getting paid a lot of money for front row seats to Clippers meltdowns.
A lot of this is relative to
D'Angelo
Russell.
D'Lo is a pretty maddening player. He's not very athletic for
is
a guard,
it
so
D'Lo?
defensively he can be a liability, and offensively, especially in the postseason, he's maddeningly inconsistent.
Now, Sage.
Yeah, it's either D'Lo.
It's one of your 2 best players. I don't know which one. It's one of them two.
Stop. You about to wild out. It damn well ain't AD.
It damn well ain't AD. And that's the overrated right there, bro.
You could start with is it LeBron, because in the playoffs he's just gonna shoot a bunch of threes bullshit. But it ain't Anthony Davis, not even close. We all know he's inconsistent with his health and his play, but when he's on, he's him. When he's not, he's still good on defense. He just can't get a fucking bucket. LeBron, I'm not even gonna say him. He's fucking 40. Who expects the most out of LeBron? My answer is either D'Lo or Malik, because niggas did think Malik would come over here and chop shit, and that nigga don't even get burned.
I'm telling you right now, to casual Sage, you ask 100 casuals in the street, top 10 players in the league, a lot of them will still say LeBron, just because it's LeBron. If that ain't overrating to me, I don't know what is. And number 2, Anthony Davis. Listen, bro, we got all this smoke for JT. I'm just saying AD's closer to JT than a Jokic and an Embiid, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
I mean, Embiid is closer to a Tatum than a Jokic, though. What are we doing? Okay. Like, all right. He's in that tier. We agree. Like, oh, all right. But nobody has AD nobody has AD clearing Jokic hopefully at this point in time. So then it's like, all right, does Joel clear him? Most people say Joel better, but I mean, any given day, one of them is just way better than the other. Hey, Tatum, how you doing? Like that's the man. Get AD out of this.
Would you at the very least say y'all overrated the AD signing when y'all like traded for him in hindsight?
Oh, fuck no. Hindsight, we got a championship. I don't give a fuck about these kids on Twitter. It got a championship, then we weren't healthy again. No, my bad. If we got a championship, weren't healthy for the first half of 2021, weren't healthy for the second half of 2021. Russell Westbrook weren't healthy again. And then this time we overachieved, but it was, too little, too late. Could have worked out the kinks. This next season, if LeBron isn't, done, that's always a factor at this point. If LeBron isn't done, this next season could be interesting. But nah, we just got going way too late, and we underestimated the Nuggets heavily.
I'm just coming from the perspective of, again, when y'all brought in AD to help LeBron, it was like this Magic Kareem dynamic where LeBron was going to tail off, but then AD was going to be at the helm of the Lakers franchise. He's going to be that next guy up. And Sage, is he the future of your franchise if LeBron retires tomorrow?
There ain't no future without either one of them niggas. Once both of them gone. Like, what the fuck?
No, but I'm saying when y'all got him, that wasn't the plan. It was LeBron was going to retire and AD was going to be the cornerstone of y'all franchise for the next 5 to 6 years after LeBron retires. Is he that guy now?
I disagree a little bit with what you're saying. I think the plan was at some point in time, once LeBron starts regressing, we're going to have somebody with AD. It's not just going to be AD solo squad. And we see what happened with AD solo squads. Nigga, second round, bye-bye. We ain't got time. I ain't got time for that bullshit. My envision of it was we got LeBron and AD. Chip. LeBron retired, trade AD. All right, now what we doing next? Now what's next? Who we sign next? That's how I envisioned it. I know there's casuals that you're probably cooking, Souls. I'm not discrediting what you're saying, sorry. Because casuals, you're smoking them, no cap. There were 100% people that said, hey, once LeBron retires, then AD's gonna backpack this franchise to 7 rings. I already know. That, they're just dumb. I don't know what to tell you. Those people are just stupid. Like, you expected AD to be better when he's 31 versus when he was 27. That doesn't make sense. So, them people are stupid. I saw a 4-year window, 5-year window of championships, and we got one.
I mean, I don't even think people were expecting backpack. It was just like when LeBron retires for the next 5 years, even starting at age 31, from 31 to 35, which is possible. Now, we've seen it be possible for players like Curry, like LeBron, like even a Kevin Durant, like a James Harden, to build around Anthony Davis as your cornerstone. Is that who he is anymore for y'all? Or is it, hey, if LeBron ain't here, AD, you're useless to us. And at that point, I don't know, man. I just feel like he underachieved from what y'all thought he was going to be.
One, I don't give a fuck if it's just one. A chip is a chip. That right there is GG in it. But even if without said chip, which would make the argument way more interesting, I don't think he's underachieved necessarily. We knew the nigga couldn't be healthy. And when he's healthy, he has produced, at times been clearly better than LeBron, to be honest. Even in the finals that I've been referring to, if it weren't for the game, 3 where he was ass, he would have had that finals MVP. So AD ain't been underachieving. Even in this postseason run, AD was our best player. I don't think a soul would deny that. Man, not too much on Davis. I know you hurt, and I was hurt before the incident, but damn it, like, not too much on AD. What are we doing? The answer is 3 low over here, making $21 million and being unplayable. That's it. That's my answer, bruh. This is the guy out of here.
But not only that, he gets paid like a superstar, making $31 million this season. But in D'Lo's defense, I would absolutely take him and his contract over Russell Westbrook's $47 million contract.
You said what?
Nothing right now.
But I had to choose somebody for this spot, and D'Lo is the odd man out. Memphis Grizzlies, Dillon Brooks. This one really wasn't much of a surprise.
Who still slices this Dillon Brooks?
Being seen as a very good defensive player to potentially out of the league in a matter of weeks after talking crap about LeBron and the Lakers in the playoffs, but therein also lies the issue with Brooks. He made over $11 million this past season to shoot 31% in the playoffs and get embarrassed on a national level. I will say,
you know what? I think this is my hot take for a majority of this video, because I've been kind of getting the sense for every single team. I think for a majority of teams, it's y'all star players. I think as fans, we just gas up these stars to be something that they're not. I think it's our fault for doing that, but that goes in the conversation of like who's overrated and who's not. And when I'm looking at every single one of these teams, compared to what y'all make some of these players out to be, the answer to me most of the time is actually the star of the team, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I say we're looking at like half. I do think it's a lot more than Barry's saying. I will 100,000 million% give you that. I don't think it's more often than half, though. I think at some point we have to throw in that like fans are like, because the way it works is ideally if you're a fan of the team, you're gonna boost your best player. But ideally, when you're watching these games, there's no way that every time a team loses, we're like, oh yeah, it's because of said player's fault. Like Dean shot them out the game. I would argue Triple J here instead of Dean, to be honest, because like we know Dylan Brooks was ass. He should have, but Triple J, your DPOY couldn't stop AD. Funny enough. So what's up with that? I think oftentimes for me, half of it is going to be your number one. A good 30% is going to be your number two, and then the rare role player occasions.
I do think people go a little bit overboard crapping on him when there are definitely worse human beings that play in the league that deserve more crap than he does. Miami Heat, Duncan Robinson. No, I'm not talking about the top two players in Spurs history. I'm talking about the Miami Heat sharpshooter Duncan Robinson, who looks like Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. But he's also raking in a lot more money than Sheen ever did, which is why he makes this video. He raked in almost $17 million this past season.
Fuck it, put it on Hero.
2 games and averages 6.
Yeah, but hey.
The man
I'm thinking, man.
Put this on Hero, bro. They got hurt and they don't care.
The mark here.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks. Drew Holiday. Now, I know Holiday has a lot of fans around the league, and he's one of the good guys, and he never gets talked about a lot. But to me, I think that works in his favor and why he actually ends up on this list. Yes, he's won a ring with Milwaukee, but during his time in Milwaukee, he's been really bad in the playoffs, shooting under 40% in 3 postseasons combined. He may be a great defender, but
I can't troll too much this video.
Has not been at his best.
About to say Giannis? Jesus!
I don't think so. Minnesota Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of people thought that I would say Rudy Gobert, but I feel like Rudy Gobert is already the most hated player in the league. So I didn't go with him. I did go instead with Karl Anthony Towns, who once was seen as potentially the future best player in the league.
Now this is where I say your AD point comes in. This is crazy.
Extremely disappointing in the postseason. He plays soft. He really has no heart most of the time. His career has just turned out to be pretty underwhelming, even though he still is a good player, but well behind.
A bunch of his peers just fucking lapped him, bro.
Yeah, he was supposed to
Zion
be him.
Williamson.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
Say, as a massive Zion fan, who
me too.
Believed when he came out of Duke that he had the
Big Z. Take care of business, buddy. What's going on?
He is. Hold on. One thing we cannot say: Zion takes care of business.
The boy's a liar. The boy's a liar.
Yeah,
she is still tweeting, Sage. I don't know if
she probably is tweeting as of this recording. But she was tweeting late last night, dog. Like both spots, still tweeting. She's a legend.
Nah, bro. I checked out her Twitter. Her last tweet was at midnight last night. Next one was at 8 a.m. Bitch literally tweeted before going to sleep, went to sleep, woke up, before brushing her teeth, tweeted out, and then kept on tweeting. Damn.
Nah, she's hilarious, bro. I don't even know what to believe. It's just fucking funny to read. She sounds like a Twitter troll.
To be a top 10 player ever by the time his career was over. And I wasn't completely wrong, because when he's been on the court, he has been legendarily good.
It is Zion, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I will say, yeah.
114.
And it's crazy because I kid you not. Y'all are gonna say I'm gassing it, but he had LeBron hype going into that draft. I know that's a high standard to say, but he had LeBron hype going into that draft. If not the highest since LeBron going into that draft. I would even argue that even with all the hype Victor is getting this draft, that Zion had more hype than Victor. And for him, just 4 years in, there's still, time to recover. It's not looking good, bruh. That aura is gone. I don't know about next, a generational star, once in a lifetime player anymore. You gotta re-earn that aura, man. No cap.
Yeah, it's sad. It is sad. As So said, bro, I probably go LeBron, Zion, and Wemby like right here. And I do think Zion had more hype. Wemby had best prospect ever. This dude Zion, they was like, hey yo, LeBron, this shit about to be interesting. Like, it was like, you might as well have said The Chosen One Part 2. It was crazy, bro. And why he's overrated, he's just never there. He's just never there, bro. And I'm talking not even just health. I mean, you were supposed to have this franchise 180. Remember when the Lakers sucked? The narrative was, hey, yo, you telling me when Zion get back, these niggas gonna have a top 5 pick with Brandon Ingram, with CJ. Oh, yeah, they about to run shit. Not only did the Lakers not suck, not only did the Pelicans not even, make the offs, this nigga Zion never came back. Like, it's sad. It's sad, and you gotta look at him first, bro. It's tough.
Games. It doesn't matter how good you are if you're missing all of or the majority of every season. I still believe Zion can be a Hall of Famer someday, but if next season is more of the same, I think I'll finally have to give up that dream. New York Knicks, Julius Randle. Bear with me here. Obviously, Julius Randle has lived up to his massive contract.
Well, he's picked the star player like last 5 teams.
Come playoff time with the Knicks, he has repeatedly turned into a pumpkin. He is literally one of the worst postseason performers ever for somebody with as many postseason games.
Pumpkins new.
Randall appears to suffer from DeMar DeRozan disease, where a very good player inexplicably turns into shit once the playoffs start. Oklahoma City Thunder, Lou Dort. Dort is basically the non-popular version of Marcus Smart. He's a hard-nosed defender and a very, very inefficient offensive player. But he's certainly not paid as if
the streets love Lou Dort.
To me, I think if the Thunder really want to complete their rebuilding process, they need to get Dort out of there and replace him with somebody more offensively inclined.
Cameraman, 27.
As possible. Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac. Isaac was once seen as a bit of a rising star and a future cornerstone of the Magic franchise, but in the last 3 seasons, he's only played in 11 games.
He's
not there, and he's not good enough to not be there. I agree.
$43 million.
Look at is on the hook. Holy shit! Look at these games, bro.
Yeah, it's nasty. No, Jonathan Isaac is, again, not there and not good enough to not be there. It's nasty.
27. He literally had one healthy year, but 27, 34, DMP 11.
Bruh, that is like how is a role player getting away with that? I don't even think Jonathan Isaac would take offense to that. I've seen it. How is a role player getting away with that, bruh? 3 years, 11 games, and his one healthy season, he didn't even shoot above 43%. Hey, man, I know he's a defensive guy, but he wouldn't have lasted one more week in LA.
In 11 games. But despite appearing in 11 games over 3 seasons, he's made nearly $43 million the last 3 years and is on the hook for $17 million in each of the next 2 years. I have a feeling that the Magic...
There's so much money out there, bruh.
Philadelphia 76ers, Tobias Harris.
Bro, I can't get none of it.
It's pretty straightforward. Tobias Harris is a good player, but he is simply not worth $38 million.
I do disagree here. Hard disagree.
You know the answer. I don't need to go hard on him. Pause.
I'm leaving him alone. Amari got the tag of a hater. I'm just leaving him alone, man. But
it's that MVP.
Like, he got what he wanted. I can at least say what we want. All right. It's nah. That's inexcusable, dog. And you know what I'm saying. That's too inexcusable.
Not better than Joel Embiid or James Harden, his teammates. Basically, I want Tobias Harris's agent to be my agent. Phoenix Suns, DeAndre Ayton. Ayton has always been a little bit chastised for never being nearly as good as his draftmate Luka Doncic, who was drafted after him in 2018.
KD close second.
Still, he hasn't been a bad player, but he seems to be soft.
You said
KD close second. The Suns from giving him almost $31 million this year, though, just for him to basically tap out and quit on the team in the postseason, averaging just 13 points a game for a guy who's supposed to be a dominant center. I get the feeling the Suns...
I ain't gonna lie, if they didn't get Chris Paul And if they didn't get KD, we would be on DeAndre Ayton's ass so much more, bro. Talking about a number 1 overall draft pick. I know it was dumb, but I don't know why people did it too. Motherfuckers compared him to like Shaq and shit. That shit was dumb,
bro. That one off run Tim Duncan comps continue.
Yeah, but like for real, like y'all were supposed to be, D Book and DeAndre Ayton. That was supposed to be the future of this franchise. And for him to essentially be a lob threat and sometimes a mid range threat, a little bit of a post threat. Defense ain't really like that for real. Nah, it's DA. It's DA.
I don't even know if I could give him a mid-range. He got a teardrop from out there. But, like, I don't even know if he got a dog. Like you said with AD, bro, I think that applies way more. And it can still apply to AD. Y'all can debate that. Way more to Catton, and especially DA, dog. Yeah. I mean, take it back to not even, like, post-draft thoughts. Like, dog, in the bubble, remember when the Suns went like 9-0 and everybody was like, oh yeah, D-Book and DA, that's gonna be a whoo. Nope. Nope. Chris Paul got there, oh yeah, DA gonna be real great. Well, he's alright, I guess. And he got worse since the first time we seen it. They got more film and started shutting him down. It's crazy.
Tired of Ayton's attitude and lack of production. Portland Trailblazers, Anthony Simons. Look,
really?
Just straight up in here, I don't really watch a lot of Trailblazers games because they're really bad. So I had to just choose somebody, and I went with Simons, who's making over $22 million this year.
Well, I say,
I'd be a worse version of team.
They don't really got overrated players.
No,
I'm about to say, nobody. Who they? I mean, maybe Nurk
in 2018.
Maybe.
But his style of play really doesn't seem to translate to winning. Portland needs to either trade Dame and build around Simons, or trade Simons and build around
Cam
Reddish.
Cam Reddish.
Sacramento Kings, Harrison Barnes. I wanted to put Sabonis here after his disgraceful showing in the first round versus Kevon Looney, but in the end, I decided to go with Barnes just because Barnes is paid like a high-end role player when really he's just an average player at best. Doesn't give you anything besides the occasional scoring punch, and he was pretty bad in the playoffs this year as well. Thanks for missing that game winner in Game 4 versus the Warriors, Harrison.
That was tough.
A lot of lives if you had made that open shot. San Antonio Spurs, Doug McDermott. The Spurs are now terrible.
And this is the franchise Vic going, oh, God, I don't even want to.
Man, we ain't talked about it. I'll get the segment. I'm chirping too much. Just like cook me. Yo, when the Blazers jumped in that commercial break, everything I wanted went out the window. I said, Damon Vic. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Have Dame not win with this nigga. Have him mentor Victor, and let's get Super Vic for like 15 years. I was praying for Damon Vic, or if they traded Dame, shit. Vic and Scoop. I don't know. They could have got nasty if it was Vic to the Blazers, dog. I even wanted Vic to Houston, because then that would have been fun. But nope, we got Papa was a Rolling Stone, built ass Victor. Oh my God.
Get basically no attention, so it was hard to say who was overrated, but I said McDermott because he was the highest paid player on the team, despite starting 0 games and averaging just 10 points. He's good for some three-point shooting, but not much else. Although, gosh darn it, doesn't he just look like a scrappy, hard-working daughter dater? Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes. Barnes was expected to make a leap.
A lot of Toronto fans just turned on Scotty, though. That's tough.
They have. The same, having a disappointing sophomore season, which ended with the Raptors missing the playoffs.
Time, y'all.
So Barnes might not be overpaid per se. He's not even a bad player, but at this point in time, I think it's fair to expect a little bit more out of him. Utah Jazz, Colin Sexton. I wanted to say Russell Westbrook just because his $47 million contract is on the books, and I used John Wall as an example for Houston, even though he didn't play for them this year. But Wall at least actually played for Houston. Westbrook never played for Utah, so I'm going to go with Colin Sexton instead. Sexton is a player who's capable of some nice scoring outbursts, but doesn't really give you much else.
Y'all told me
that he was paid $17 million last year. I am not a fan.
I'm gonna go THC for the Jazz.
Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal. Just a couple seasons ago.
Yo, not too much on Real Deal Beal.
Nah.
Hey,
let him cook. You're supposed to be the star player. You're supposed to be the star.
From rising, as he's on the hook for over $43 million this year.
Look at that.
It just gets worse and worse for Washington in the upcoming years. He's only getting older, and his play has declined the last couple of years.
What you mean? He trying to take a step back for Kuz and Porzingis, man?
Oh my God!
Listen, Brad. If they don't appreciate you, I got a team that would love your services.
I can't find 5 Celtics fans who want what Souls wants out of that. I can't find them. This is new. Bradley Beal to Boston is gross, bro. Just let your true feelings about Bradley Beal in Washington out, cause he will stay in Washington. You don't want that. And not even saying he sucks. It just would do nothing for you, except get older.
Listen, I don't expect 30-point per game Bradley Beal anymore. I think that's fair. But I'm just saying, bro, like, I think he's still 80% of that player, and 80% of that player can still dribble the basketball.
Oh my God! That's why Jaylen Brown's underrated. Then continue. That's why Jaylen Brown's underrated. Continue.
All right, man.
His contract is becoming an albatross. If Washington is serious about being contenders again, they need to find a way to get off of Beal's contract. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.
I got a solution for you.
Subscribe.
No, yeah.
Oh my God, please. You know what? Honestly, do it. Let it happen, bro. I want to see it. Let it happen. I'd rather be proof. Let it happen.
All I know is chemistry ain't gonna be a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? I think the roles would be definitely segmented. We know who the 1 and we know who the 2 is in that duo.
Oh my God.
Like type shit.
So would it just be straight up to you? How do you envision this trade?
I mean, give us a wing. You know, give us Kuz. You know, like can Kuz be in there? Big Kuz! Big Kuz!
It's been your boy Sage. Get the hell out of this video. Get the hell out of here.